Good evening, ladies and gentlemen.
Good evening.
My name's Scott Cleverdon.
My name is Assumpta Serna.
This is the first English live stream that we've done probably since May of last year.
Really? So, oh wow, that is a very long time.
Yeah. To explain to the people who may not have any idea who we are, and that's perfectly logical.
Perfectly logical.
We started streaming live on the 12th of April 2020. About a month after being in confinement, we decided, well, we can't be sitting around doing nothing. We were stuck in somebody else's house in Barcelona. We had a microphone and a laptop and an internet connection, so we decided to go live. Over the past 20 years, Assumpta and I have worked as teachers. Mike, Angel. Well, here we are. It's the usual suspects. Love to see it.
Love to see you, all of us.
So if this is the first time you're here, remember to give us say hello in the comments. We are live right now on Twitch, Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube.
And today is the 210, starting on May. 210 times that we've been before you, but in Spanish. And today is the second one in English, isn't it?
Well, this is the second one. It's the third one if you. It's the third one if you count the one that we did for Sharp.
Oh, yes.
Because that's where Assumpta and I met, doing Sharp in the Ukraine some 20...
something years ago. Almost 30.
28 years ago.
27.
Oh, Ross.
Oh, right.
How are we looking? So that's my brother.
Now your brother is going to understand you. That's great. Thank you, Ross, to being there.
Thank you.
We appreciate our family.
So
here.
the last time they got a chance to watch us was literally in June of last year.
Wow.
So it's great to be here. This is episode number 210, but episode really number 4 in English. To explain to all of you what we do on a daily basis, or at least from Monday to Friday, is that we review demo tapes, photos. We interview actors, directors, musicians, producers, financiers, and casting directors every once in a while. We offer help, guidance, mentorship to a degree on the career of the actor, acting technique, and pretty much everything you can possibly think of to do with the actor.
So since we have been being alive into this every day, we created a community that is called Family of Cinema, right? Familia de Cine in Spanish. Mm-hmm. And there is now 110 professionals that they are not only following us and and hoping that we're going to be there for all our lives, but also to inspire them, and also by doing that they inspire us to keep doing it. So the people that we are choosing carefully to come here with us.
Well, the first thing we do is we try not to choose anybody who's a complete bastard. Exactly. That's the first thing we do. We have to sort of chest out to see whether they're utter dicks, because one of the things we're trying to avoid is to entertain complete and utter dicks. Now, don't get me wrong, if they're really useful and perhaps particularly well known and they're still dicks, yeah, we'll have them on the show. I don't care.
No.
I'm not proud.
Well, I'm not proud of it.
As long as they're not dicks to me, I don't care.
We didn't have anyone like that.
I don't know. You'd have to ask yourself, would you have Kevin Spacey on the show?
No, really.
Well, that's because he's...
I know him.
That's because...
Because I know him.
That's true.
No,
you
really.
Wouldn't. Sorry, Kevin.
Sorry, Kevin.
I was about to give you a go, but unfortunately,
I had not a very nice.
No, we probably shouldn't talk about your Kevin experience. Kevin.
But anyway,
allegedly, she didn't have a great experience.
We've been also with a very wonderful.
You're going to have
person.
to learn that word.
Yes.
Allegedly.
Okay. Very nice person that we've been with us for now, I think 3 or 4 times, who is Philip Noyce, who is our president of the honorary committee of our foundation. We are basically a foundation, and Family of Cinema is just a community that we created a year ago since the lockdown, and we are very proud because we organize ourselves in 11 committees or commissions, how do you call it?
Commissions, I suppose.
Commissions, 11 commissions. And we are trying to, to better ourselves and better the projects of others and give time voluntarily to to all of them, really. Some of them we are doing classes with them, but we do a lot of things for free. We think that now is a good time, right? It's a good time to connect, to talk, to listen, and that's what we primarily are doing every day, right?
Well, Monday to Friday.
Monday to Friday.
Monday to Friday. So
Saturday and Sunday, and just listening to you.
What do you mean, just listening to me?
Yes, I mean.
What do you mean, just listening to me?
We're not like in a platform on Saturdays and Sundays, so I'm listening to you.
Yeah. It's a complete lie. She never listens to me.
Oh, that's not true.
It's absolutely true. Well, you do listen to me. But the fact is we're always doing stuff so that you really have a chance to listen to anything. So basically, the other side of this is that Assumpta and I, we are both professional actors. Hello, Saskia. Saskia, as far as I know, is still in South Africa, and she is. She's in South Africa, and she is fully intending to possibly move back to a country not entirely too far away from this one.
That's very interesting. Saskia, we're waiting for you.
So, Assumpta and I have worked as professional actors for a very, very long time. Assumpta started right at the back of the 1980s. Yeah, okay.
1982, I did my first really nice movie, which was from Carlos Saura, called Dulces Horas, Sweet Hours. And that was a little bit the beginning of a career.
Yeah, well, I went to I'm so old that when I went to the Royal Scottish Academy, when I went to the Royal Conservatoire of Scotland, it wasn't called that. It was called the Royal Scottish Academy of Music and Drama. And I left there in 1990, 1991. So for anybody who's there from those particular pages, I have, that's where I'm from. Then I moved to London and started doing all sorts of bits and pieces. And one of the reasons that we do what we do is that when I was trained at drama school, nobody taught me basically anything about acting on camera. Nothing at all. It took me about 5 years to work it out. By that time, I'd already done lots of bits and pieces of film and television, but still I really had no idea how to do it until I had a revelation one day in a session of photos with a photographer in Los Angeles called Vince Versace, who said something to me which blew my mind. You stick in there, I'll tell you what he said. So then I discovered, wow, okay, that's great. People are speaking to me from all different sides right now. So then I continued to work in film and television in Los Angeles, and eventually we moved back to London briefly, and then to Spain. Assumpta, however, apart from working with Almodovar and becoming one of the most well-known faces in Spanish film, Assumpta moved to Los Angeles in the mid to late 80s and started
1988. I went to Sundance Film Institute for about 3 or 4 months. It was a very nice experience where I met very interesting people, and I said, well, why not? Why not try it here? And back then I had like 5 movies that I was leading role, and it was also presented in many instances there in America. I had, the opportunity to be in UCLA with very nice people. And so, yes, I said, well, why not here? And I found an agent and a manager and a lawyer and everything. And I moved there in 1988 while I was doing here a lot of things like series and stuff. But really, and an abortion, by the way, that was 1988. So in all this turmoil of things, I chosen Los Angeles to be my house. And I've been there for about 12 years, from 1988 till 2000.
In 1999, Assumpta wrote the book El Trabajo del Actor de Cine, which means the work of the film actor. And from that, we were asked to go and teach our first class, our first course, which was in Avanca, the film festival in Portugal. We went there not really having a clue what we wanted to do or how we were going to do it. We had an objective, but we weren't quite sure how to reach it. That's when we realized you couldn't teach film acting to a class of 30 people. After that, we went back to Madrid and we were asked to teach some other classes. Then we started to develop a bit of a methodology in terms of what we wanted to teach. Initially, what we really wanted to teach people was the technical parts of acting. The relationship with the camera, relationship with the crew, how to find a mark, what your lights are, how to work with the sound department, all of those different things. But one of the things we realized was the majority of people didn't understand the fundamentals of acting. Because when you're on camera, the camera's like a lie detector. And that means that you have to eliminate as much artifice as possible. People always talk about truth. I don't know what truth is. We could debate truth until the cows come home. But what we can agree on is what is authentic to ourselves. And so for the last 20 years, we have been honing, developing, trying new things, eliminating stuff, adopting other ideas.
Writing other books, writing a lot of stuff for material for our students, monologues, scenes. We've directed, we've produced all the shorts that our school produced for the last 20 years. So, yes, we have like 14,000 hours of tuition about in...
No. We have taught 14,000 hours.
Exactly.
We have an Excel document, which is a running total of all the classes and courses that we've done since the year 1999.
It's kind of impressive. We are very proud because we really worked a lot, and we, not only here, but in all South America. We went to, Mexico, Argentina, Costa Rica, Bolivia,
Colombia,
and we had a great time meeting people from actors from all over the world, but also also very, very interesting people, like the indigenous tribes in
yeah. So if you think it's weird that I've done 200 live streams in Spanish, it's a little bit stranger when you consider there's a Scotsman who was in Bolivia teaching wonderful indigenous people about film acting. That's very, very peculiar. But as Assumpta says, we've been to paradise, but we've never been to us. That's kind of how it's gone down. So here we are.
But it's also like 10 years ago, perhaps, that we also taught to all sorts of people, because we figured out that the actor's profession had to be also another consideration into what is our career. And the best thing is to prove why we were useful. So there were a lot of businessmen that they went also to our classes.
Look at that. Ellie just gave us 50 stars. That's another thing you could do if you're on Facebook right now. You can actually send us stars, which is another way you can help us out a little bit by donating to us. The other thing you can do,
thank you, Ellie,
is you can buy me a coffee. That's you. So you got to buy me a coffee / Assumpta Serna. That's just another great way to go.
So because our mission is also to dignify the profession of the actor, we've been also with other collectives, other people that they really appreciated, what we were telling them, because, we have to be really athletes of attitudes, emotions. And so it's something that the other collectives, other sectors can also learn from us.
Yeah, and I have to thank Carlos Rich Plaza, who has also sent us some stars, which is really wonderful. Thank you. Thank you everybody for doing that.
So following this path of dignifying the actor's position in society, we also created a code of good practices.
Yes, the actor's position in society is occasionally on his knees, and very often on all fours. But apart from that,
we are trying to do whatever we can to really understand what is our value and how we can actually contribute to other sectors, right, of the society.
Well, this is the other thing, is that what we consider, and this is something rather peculiar, is that we consider that the actor has a rather important place to contribute in society. Look, if it wasn't for the jobs of actors and filmmakers for the last 10 months, we probably would have gone insane. That's a given, that we have a very, very important role to play in society, I believe. Of course, that people find enormous amounts of reasons to dislike actors, and actors don't do themselves any good by being, dicks about it sometimes.
No, but
we genuinely think that we should be very thankful for having the opportunity to do what we do, and we attempt to thoroughly inspire the actors to do. The first thing more than anything else is you really have to try and be as nice a person as possible. Because the whole point is not to win the game. The point is to be invited back to play. That's a very important point, and something which I think all actors should really develop almost more than their voice skills, is to be as good and as fun a person as possible.
And also, I think that it's important that only as a career for an actor, instead of wanting to, have or get some jobs, it's the quality of the jobs that we have also to consider. And so for this quality, we created a good practices. How do you call it?
It's you have developed a code of ethics for and then I have to do that. You see, I have to do that. It's because Assumpta has always been obsessed with ethics. She obviously was a violent murderer in her past life. Explain why you think it's important for the actors to have a code of ethics.
Well, I think, as you
Thanks
say,
very much. Anyway,
you say always that we all also as a collective we have to protect ourselves from ourselves, because we love so much our jobs that we are willing to work for free and for instance, and also to work no matter what. And I think that it matters how you work, and the quality of what you do is important. And if you develop a career that is full of good choices, then you always gonna have a good reputation, and the people that are gonna follow you for the good intentions. And I think that is why we are doing this job, really, because what we want with the job, and I think was a revelation that we had with our students when we were talking, well, why you want to become an actor, and why? So I think that the more generalized answer was because I want to change the world. So, and I think that this is a grandiose objective, but at the same time is very truthful. We want, by telling stories to others, that they help somehow to have sense to their lives, right? And to do good movies, because those are the movies that they really, why they are good is because they give sense to people, right?
Well, my recommendation, I have a recommendation instead of trying to change the world.
No? Sorry?
Don't try to change the world. Try to change the very small circle that you have around you and let that circle grow. Because if you are concentrating on changing the world, what you have right next to you will be completely neglected.
Okay, so change your world.
No, change your world.
Something.
No, you have to change your world, not change the world.
Okay.
If enough people change their world, then the world will change.
Absolutely. And I think it's also something that we have proven. I mean, on these odd years that we are teaching others, we've seen big changes, in the minds of people, by also, audiovisual, or let's say cinema and TV. We are now, we have this mobile with us that we can recognize every single thing, every single detail about, the person who is speaking with us, or how we speak to others. They recognize really the slightest movement of your eyebrows as truthful or not. And that is something that we really have to be actors. We have to be really believable to other people, and that's why we study, and that's why our main concentration on our work is really to be a mirror for you, to be able to to say, okay, so I understand that, that moved me, why, and that is why we are doing movies, really, right?
One of the things that happens to us in training, and it certainly happened to me, is that we don't learn how to be better actors. What we do is to learn better how to appear to be actors. We learn how to be drama students. We very often don't learn about acting or drama. And what I've witnessed, and I've managed to glean from the necessities of everything I've been watching, whether it's me working in sessions coaching people, or through the last 15, 20 years of us working in classes, but particularly in the last year, where we all have to relate to each other through this thing that we have here, is there's an incredible thirst for authenticity, for naturalness, and really for what makes us what we are. So before we would, thanks very much, Carmen's, she's complimenting
My English, your English. Scott's English is really good too, he says.
Thanks very much, Carl. Thanks for I have a very good teacher. But one of the things that we're having to get closer to is really what we're like as people. So we're no longer doing funny voices and funny walks as a way of representing character, which is a relic of a bygone era. What we're actually having to do is to start from who we are and working out from there. That means who we are culturally. That means the way we sound. It means the way we look. It means the way we move. And then we have to start from that point and move out from there, not put something on top of it. And that is a big revelation to me. And also the other thing which has happened is this pandemic, this quarantine, all of this that's happened in the best moment it could have happened in history.
Why?
Because we're all connected, as we are right now.
True.
We all carry a high... I'm talking from the point of view of actors. I'm not saying it's great that it happened, because it's absolutely terrible. The world has changed forever. It's never ever going to be the same again.
But it's true. If that happens like,
No,
I don't know, 20 years ago,
Well,
that would be miserable.
forget about it. Forget about it.
Yeah,
So one of the things that we have to do... Analia says he's very relaxed today.
exactly.
Yes, that's right. This is...
He doesn't have to think in Spanish anymore.
No, I know, it's great. I could be like here all day. I'll be like, don't worry about this, it's fine. So I was saying to Gilbert the other day. So, pues entonces, sorry,
That was great.
that's terrible. I'm slipping into Spanish.
No, that's great.
Okay, that's great.
Yeah, of course.
Que fuerte. I'm sorry, I'm used to teaching in Spanish, so this is almost a new experience for me, having to speak English all the time. So what happens is we're connected. We have high-definition cameras with relatively decent microphones in our pockets. You can go on Amazon and you can buy something and you have it the next day. You can have your ring light, your tripod, you can have your lapel mic, you can have all of these different things. You've got YouTube if you want to learn an accent, if you want to get great advice for anything related to doing a self-tape or basically anything, whether it's like how to edit in Adobe or how to tie a knot or I learned how to make a proper carbonara from YouTube. For goodness sake, everything is there. All we have to do is look for it. Not only that, but we don't have to stay at home and watch the same old channels. We got Netflix, got HBO, we got Disney Plus. Of course we have to pay for them, but it's pretty good stuff that's going on there. We've got everything going for us. The casting world has basically decided, I guess we need to do it on Zoom. That's what they've decided. They've decided.
So we don't have to go to their places anymore.
Now, let me tell you something.
Which is good.
The casting department has never really wanted to shake many actors' hands anyway. They've always been a little resistant to that. I actually had that in Los Angeles when I went, "Hey, how you doing?" It's like, "We don't do that here." I was like, "What?"
Well,
and then she defensively went. She did that thing. She literally did that thing. So
before COVID.
No, before COVID.
Before COVID.
Like 20 years ago they did it.
Yes. These people now must be miserable. This is okay.
I think they're probably.
I knew it. No?
I think they're probably sitting in the bottom of their shower with their hands around their knees, rocking backwards and forwards,
exactly.
and weeping to themselves, like victims of some kind of sex crime. But anyway, so we have all of this extraordinary opportunity. I have helped people get work to the stage where they've gotten an agent whilst being in confinement. I've helped people who have been coaching them online and they got jobs. I got two people who both got a job in the same film.
Yeah,
through confinement.
Theater stopped, audiovisual didn't.
Well, it couldn't.
It couldn't. So is great not only for the people that now want to apply themselves to this profession, but it's also good for the people who wants to go deep into things that he couldn't do when there was all this noise from the outside. So it's an interesting moment, and we are here also to, I think for us also was very good because, we connected with so many people that we couldn't reach anymore, because when you have a structure and you have something that is kind of heavy to really have all these needs and all these musts, and all of a sudden you feel so relaxed because you can really freely connect with people that they are all in the other part of the world, like it happened with Philip Noyce. Right?
Yeah.
So it was a discovery, and also people from all over the world. Now here we are seeing people also that they are coming from Dominic Anglin.
So
Saskia
Saskia
from South Africa.
Saskia's in South Africa.
Yes,
right
Dominic
now.
is in
Dominic, I'm not sure where he is right now, but he's...
Tell us, Dominic.
But he's
are you?
Irish. Where are you? Where are you these days?
Where
I have
are
absolutely
you?
no idea. Dominic worked with us in classes, and he lived for a very, very long time in Madrid.
So,
I had the delightful pleasure have him in class, speak in Spanish, then speak in English. Speak in Spanish, then speak in English. Because sometimes Dominic would go, I'm like, did you get that? And he was like, not really.
Scott, you were going to kill me because we didn't do the magic. And
No,
we
I
didn't
know.
start.
No, that's okay.
And that's okay.
That's okay.
But
So
we're going to say thank you to the family, or
just
this
general.
community that we've
Yeah,
been
well, we
creating?
always thank this is our Familia de Cine, or the family of film. These are the people who have helped us continue doing what we're doing Monday to Friday. And the idea is that we're going to try and do this on Thursday every Thursday in English. I'm not quite sure how that's going to happen. I'm not sure whether this is a good time. Good night, Ross.
Going to bed at 7:29 your time?
Ross,
come on, Ross. You have
Ross-
changed a
Ro-
lot
Ross
since
is-
I met you.
look what's happened to the Cleverdon boys,
wow,
eh?
wow.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
So Ross, who's in Northern Ireland, he's got a job and he's got to get up very early and go to work in it.
Oh, I see.
God bless Ross. Best to Alex, and sleep tight. And by the way, when you're gone, I'm just going to talk about you. Right. So
we're not going to do this because if not, we're going to lose the introduction, isn't it?
yeah, well, you don't want to play the credits?
No, because
You don't want to play the credits?
You want to play the credits?
I love to play the
Okay,
credits. Okay.
But I don't do
Let's
magic.
just discuss this a little bit more.
I don't do magic.
5 minutes later.
Okay, right. I'm going to do it. Can you push that button?
Yes, of course.
Right.
Tell me when.
So I'm going to go. Today we're going to attempt to review demo reels and some photos. Gregor Powry, as I live and breathe, in the house. Good to see you.
Nice, thank you.
Good to see you, man. He's in Pitlochry, up with Deirdre Davis. They're fantastic. They're wonderful actors. Deirdre had COVID.
Oh wow.
She was very, very poorly, but hopefully she's on the mend right now. She's one of the people who I think we should interview. Well, both of them actually, because of what they've been through, and also Deirdre spent a very long time on it's a soap opera.
Okay.
You know, a Scottish soap opera.
She's a great actress.
And she's a wonderful actress, and it'd be very good to get the inside track. From there, the other thing is we're going to have to get... oh my God, yo no entender un pomo. So Lourdes, who's in Mendoza, Argentina. She doesn't have a clue what we're talking about.
But don't worry.
Now you know how I feel. So this is part of the idea. What we're going to do is today we're going to review a couple of demo tapes. You'll get an idea of what they appear to be like in English, which is going to be very, very interesting. Our intention is to do this once a week, sort of collect the material together and then go over it on a Thursday. Hopefully this is a good time for everybody. I know it's about 7:30 and on UK time.
And you're going to say why we like to analyze video books. Well, it's a way of actually talking about acting.
Yeah, why do we like?
Why do we like it? Well, I think that, we like to be honest. We like actors not to be harmed, So if something is wrong or something we really believe that is going to harm you in some way, we're going to tell you. So the idea is that, you have this trust with us that we are going to always look for your best.
Your
So
best,
best interest.
now I can actually use the phrase which I can't translate properly in English.
Okay,
in
let's say it.
Spanish. We always have your best interests at heart.
We have always your best interests at heart.
That's
Okay.
it. Good night. Thank you. No, so that's always our intention. Now on the forums and on Facebook and all the groups, I'm always seeing people who are posting their demo tape or their photos, their headshots, and they're going, "What do you think?" Now, unfortunately, if people, I have to be slightly diplomatic here.
Okay.
In terms of people's material, people will give it a like or something like that, or people will say great, but nobody will really offer an idea of whether something is good or not. What are you looking for?
I'm looking. Oh no, everything is fine. Nothing.
You had one job.
That's it.
One job.
Okay,
Don't break
good.
the microphone.
No.
Don't break the
Sorry.
microphone. It's not
Continue.
your department.
Continue.
There you go. That's it. Are we good?
Yes.
All right. So, what was I talking about?
Exactly. I don't know neither.
Oh yes, the forums. Okay, so on Facebook. So what happens is people will say they'll say, oh, it's great, it's wonderful, blah blah blah. Oh, I don't like this, I don't like that. What they're always doing is they're always talking from their own personal point of view of what they think is good and what they think is bad. One of the problems with actors is when they criticize or analyze or look at what another actors doing, they compare it to what they would do, and that's where the first problem is. The first problem is that people judge things depending on whether they think them to be good or bad. That's not our philosophy. Our first idea is to ask whether it works or not. That's the most important thing. And if it doesn't work, identify why.
Exactly. We don't work with taste. We work with...
Well, it's got nothing to do with taste whatsoever. It's got to do with pragmatically whether something is effective or ineffective.
I'm sorry, Scott.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Exactly. Effectiveness, right? We
Yes.
don't work with... no, that's what I wanted to say. Thank you very much.
No, it's all right. Effectiveness and competence.
Yes.
Because the other thing that what you want to exhibit is you want to look like you want to look like you're competent. And what we've...
Because we all the time we can say, I don't like that. You know, like what we say, well, I don't like pink, I don't like blue. And we'll never be agreeing in anything. You know, because tastes, it's it's like a box that it's better not to open. But if it works, it's different. I remember when you can judge things by if it works or not, and if they are efficient or produced impact in people. I remember when I many years ago when I was at the premiere in Barcelona of E.T. E.T., which is...
the extraterrestrial.
Extraterrestrial,
E.T.
Exactly. Well, extraterrestrial. E.T., we say.
It's exactly the same name.
E.T.
This is something that we spend all our time doing. I spend all my time trying to translate titles into Spanish, and everybody else spends their time trying to translate them into English.
Normally they're the same.
And they'll be like, what film is that?
Anyway, I remember me crying my heart out and leaving the cinema and saying, that is a very bad movie. And I remember that. And I how unjust I was because, I had all these prejudices about, American movies and about, well, that is easy to do and, make us cry is easy, And there is only, things that they are not, intellectually, I was very wrong, I was very wrong because, this looking for the house, the theme.
No, to go home.
Or to go home.
Well,
is something that really gives sense, And why I was crying was the reason why, I couldn't really say that it was great. And a lot of these things when you're watching movies. You are learning about yourself. You're learning, really what it disturbs me, what I cannot see. Why is that? And then you understand so much about yourself.
Well, E.T. is a very special case because it's not even about home. Home. We could also consider it to be a metaphor for death in some ways. But really, the reason that the film is so powerful is because it's a story of two fathers and two sons, which is E.T. and Elliot. And Elliot and E.T. both interchange the idea of father and son. They both save each other in one way or another. It's the idea that you can only be a good father if you understand what it is to be a good son, and vice versa. And that's one of the things that's so heartrending at the end is you got two people who are not only saying goodbye to their father and their son, but they're also happen to be friends, which is another element of that.
And at this time, I didn't resolve my own problem with my father. I didn't resolve the problem with my father, So for me, I was like, but I couldn't intellectually, actually say, oh, that is a good movie. So anyway, good or bad is not what we're going to say here. So I like to go directly into the first video book. So because we don't have too much time, and I like more or less to
Okay,
have
well, finally, I wanted to say for anybody out there who's new to all of this, what you need to do is you need to send us if we ever hear us use the word video book, that's what it's called in Spanish, but we're talking about demo reels because I have to think myself around it. I mean, I've already said entonces, pues, what can I say? So you have to send them to us via WeTransfer. The link, the address should be in the description of this particular video. If you're on Twitch or Twitter, you should be able to find it. You can find us on one of our other platforms that we're on right now, because you've got youtube.com slash Escuela Assumpta Serna. This is going to kill me, isn't it? I've said this so many times in Spanish. Okay, and also we are on facebook.com slash Assumpta Serna. Okay, so if you follow those pages, touch the little bell to get the alerts whenever we go live. You'll be able to find that there, and also on Facebook. Follow the page and give us a like. That's very, very important. And all the information, we're the easiest people in the world to find.
All the interactions that you want to do for us is great, because that's what we want, that we actually create a dialogue with everything that we do here. So for us, it's great if you can comment on whatever you feel like.
Right, are you ready?
Yes, I am.
Okay, so now we're going to have a quick look at our first demo tape. That worked well, didn't it, Scott? You know why? I'm in the wrong place.
There's beauty in everything.
That is the beginning?
Mm-hmm.
I see it too.
You do?
Yeah. It's clear. It's amazing.
I know, right?
I cannot see.
Yeah, she's passionate, innit? And her bum of a brother can't even provide for her still.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh, yes, the ducks. And the trees and the leaves.
You want to go?
No, I don't. I just want to be with you. With you here. Yes, here. I want to kiss you here. No, not kiss. I mean, I want to be with you. I mean, not saying I wouldn't want to kiss you. How?
The aspiring poet who decided to take counsel and sculpt his future.
Fam, you don't understand. I've got to make this money quick, man. If it has to be the illegal, then so be it.
It doesn't have to be the quick way. That's what I'm saying. You can get a 9 to 5, or go back to college, or get an apprenticeship.
On that, cuz. Do you understand how embarrassing that is for man? So what are you saying? We should speak to JJ to get on?
Nah, Jay ain't putting us on. We ain't got no street cred.
They're not even being discreet about it, are they?
Discreet about what? Don't worry, there's plenty more fish and all that.
Let's get the gin out.
You never said you had any gin.
Oh, I don't. My mum will have some somewhere.
I like you, Jen.
I like you too.
Moses. I'm always like that, man.
Michael. All right. First reactions or something?
Okay, I feel that I can feel that he's competent. He is passionate also. He lacks a little bit of knowledge of camera, but that's okay because he's young. So it's kind of a diamond to discover, I would say.
Yeah, my suggestion is, Mike, you have to stop. I'm not sure we're on YouTube. They might cut this. I know it's like you have to stop giving an F. That's what everybody says on YouTube these days. You have to give it. You have to care a little bit less. You have to care a little bit less about what everybody thinks. Technically, one of the things I would suggest that you do is maybe have a look to see whether you can up the level of the sound because it's a little bit quiet. Okay.
In certain points.
And certain points, but that's not a tragic thing. Let's
see
let's
it,
go.
and we'll tell you exactly more things while we're watching it.
Well, this is one of the things that we have to think of in in a demo reel. Okay, they put it on. They're looking for somebody who fits your description. Okay, what sort of thing are they going to be looking for? You know, and the question is, do they get that? Are they surprised by that? But more than anything else, they're looking for somebody who's looking competent. That's what I mean. Who's somebody who doesn't really care that much. Okay, when I say they don't care, obviously you care. You care about the job, you care about your profession, you care about all of those different things. But you're not self-consciously worried about it. Okay, I know that's really easy to say, but I'm going to shut up. Let's watch it.
Yeah, we'll tell you when we think that you
There's
care
beauty
too
in
much.
everything.
You have a very nice shot here, so that works very well.
You're a good
good looking as a
good-looking dude.
presentation of you. That works very well, and also it's a kind of a romantic story, which is nice.
You do?
Yeah. It's clear. It's amazing.
I know, right?
Yeah, she's passionate, innit? And her bum of a brother can't even provide for her still.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh, yes, the ducks. And the trees and the leaves.
You want to go?
No, I don't. I just want to be with you. With you here. Yes, here. I want to kiss you here. No, not kiss. I mean, I want to be with you. I mean, not saying I wouldn't want to kiss you. How?
Okay, particularly what I'm thinking is that I wouldn't cut it. I would let the scene go, you know, with the other bit that you have afterwards when you are in the at the floor, when she pushes you.
You did a complete scene.
Yeah. Let's because, you know, people don't like very much to feel these cuts, you know, because what they want is to see you honestly. And, you know, I know that there is cuts in this scene, but, you know, it's better than the people can judge you just by watching, you know, because what is in the total the amount of time? It's about 3 or
no, it's a lot less. It's slightly under 2 minutes.
So you know, by doing this, you don't actually cut. I suppose you don't cut too many things, because I remember that, you know, that the other cut was exactly.
No, this is made up of about three separate scenes, we could say.
Yeah, so I would put it together. I don't know what you get from it, you know, but. People like to have stories. This story is nice because it's a romantic story. People like romantic stories.
The other reason is because all the people that we've spoken to, we've interviewed a lot of casting directors, and we've asked them, you know, before we ever started doing these live streams, you know, sort of what's your relationship with demo tapes? And when you push them, they'll eventually say, "Oh God, you know, within the first 30 seconds." Okay. Remember, they aren't necessarily looking to see whether you're a great actor. And this is something that Lucy Lennox said yesterday. You're not there to, you know, it's not a job opportunity, as it were. You're not there for a job interview. You're there to see whether you're the right fit for this creative aspect of their team.
Yes, but that is when it's a casting. But when it's a demo reel,
yeah, that's true.
You really have to just get the bits that you are more proud of. You know, the things that you like to communicate the others, you know, like, look how good I am there, you know. And this kind of enthusiasm is what I think it has to, you know, give away your takes. If you see the cut sometimes from one scene to the other, is okay, because we know that we're watching a demo reel, but we don't understand why you also have an editing inside that. It's an idea that distracts us from what we want to see, which is you acting in that particular scene. So while we are there in the story and you put it away, and then we have to enter away, it's a distraction to us, and we feel cheated. You know, as an audience, and doesn't have more impact at all. At the contrary, it goes. You know, people says, but that is the other scene. So you allow them to actually think on the editing, and you shouldn't do that. It's better than they think on your acting.
Yeah, because everybody wants to. Well, the other thing is that when you see a demo tape, is obviously they're going to watch it in the first 30 seconds. They're going to know whether this is the right person
Yes,
or not.
but
That's
in the-
one thing. But the other aspect of it is you want something that people actually want to see the end of.
Your 30 seconds say to the audience, oh, he listens well and he's a good-looking actor, which is good already on 30 seconds. Now you have to prove that you're a good actor. So if you cut between scenes, it distracts me.
It's our personal peccadillo, our personal fetish. Okay, so this comes to here. This is very nice.
Yeah, all this scene is very nice to have it all together.
Well, the other thing is it's light, and the other scenes are a little
With
bit
you
more.
here, yes, here. I want to kiss you here. No, not kiss. I mean, I want to be with you. I mean, not saying I wouldn't want to kiss you. How?
So let's see if we would go to the other cut when he's at the
So you would go to
here. Yeah, let's see.
Somewhere.
I like you, Jen.
That's very nice.
I like you too.
If it's continuing to the other, you know.
Moses. I've always liked that.
I like you too. That's it. It's much more powerful. It's much more powerful if you leave, I like you too, and then softly go to the other scene, you know?
A bum of a brother can't even
It's
provide
so
for me
nice.
still.
I don't know why also
I'm saying.
is that intercut with the
Oh,
other scene.
yes, the ducks. And the trees and the leaves.
You want to go?
No, I don't. I just want to be with you.
So hang on a second. So it starts here, and then we got this piece,
I wouldn't really.
and then we got this piece, and then we go to this piece.
The
Yeah.
trees and the leaves.
You want to go?
No, I don't. I just want to be with you.
Perhaps there is a need because they want to take away something from the cut.
Well, that could be, yeah.
If
with
it's
you
that-
here, yes, here. I want to kiss you here.
Perhaps
no,
if-
not kiss. I mean, I want to be with you. I mean, not saying I wouldn't want to kiss you. How?
Perhaps I want to cut the girl out.
The aspiring poet who decided to take counsel and sculpt his
Yeah.
future.
That's true. You can also
I've
cut
got to make
the
this money
girl.
quick, man. If it has to be the illegal, then so be it.
It doesn't have to be the quick way. That's what I'm saying. You can get a 9 to 5, or go back to college, or get an apprenticeship.
Bun that, cuz. Do you understand how embarrassing that is for me? What are you saying? We should speak to JJ for this one. That, cuz. Do you understand how embarrassing that is for me?
I don't know what you say there.
Do you understand how embarrassing that is for me?
Yeah, I don't understand neither.
That, cuz. Do you understand how embarrassing that is for me?
I don't think I'm supposed to understand.
Nah, Jay ain't putting us on. We ain't got no street cred.
They're not even being discreet about it, are they?
Discreet about what? Don't worry, there's plenty more fish and all that.
Let's get the gin out.
You never said you had any gin.
Oh, I don't. My mum will have some somewhere.
Let's just point out some weird filmmaking anomalies. First of all, here, the crossing the line is brutal, right? Because we go from left to right, and then we go, okay, then we go right to left, and then we pull out and we cut to here, and then we go left to right again, and then we go right to left again.
Absolutely.
Right. So this is for all the actors out there who wonder what the hell I'm talking about. Okay, so you probably know this already. It's called saltando el eje in Spanish. And what it means is there's an invisible line between the two actors whenever they happen to be speaking. Okay? You got to imagine that where the camera goes, the camera basically establishes where the stage is. So what happens is if I've got a shot here, the camera will be there. She'll have a shot over there. And what that will mean is that I'll effectively be looking from left to right and she'll be looking from right to left. Now, what happens if the camera goes to the other side?
And this camera is still there.
It's still there. What it means is we're both going to be looking in the same direction.
We're crossing the axis.
So we're crossing this line. Okay? So one of the things that drives editors crazy is when somebody shot it where you've got two people who are effectively they're speaking together, but they're both look this way sometimes. They're talking to each other like this.
Exactly.
Or
So
they're
it's
talking to each other like that, but they're not
it's
looking at each
weird.
other.
I mean,
Or worse of all, you look that way, they're speaking to each other like this. They're actually looking in two separate directions.
That's awful.
That's a rough one. Normally it's fixed by having the actor cross the camera or having the camera cross from one side of the actor to the other.
Then you understand the geography. But anyway,
Just a little side note as to.
I don't know who edited that, Mike, but
But they were definitely on drugs.
No, I would advise you that you do another editing so that your scenes are complete. The first scene is beautiful, and you want to have it all together, and you want to do it that as a first scene. Leave it there, leave it live.
Yeah, it's really nice. The other thing that's good for the scene, the little guy here is great. You're good too.
What are you saying? We should
Works.
speak to JJ to get on.
Nah, Jay ain't putting us on. We ain't got no street cred.
They're not even being discreet about it, are they?
Discreet about what?
Right. This is the toughest. This is really right. Acting wise is not a problem here, but this gives me an opportunity to talk about the way the filmmaking works here. You've got this burnt out white light, almost like a projector light behind you, and you have a darker skin than the other dude, which goes without saying. And then the other dude is like, what? Right. The ideal way to do it would have been in the other way around, right? For obvious reasons. So it looks like you shot this scene like in radically different, parts of the
Yes,
parts
that
of the city.
indicates us that is an exercise, or it's not very professional because the way it's lit. Sorry. So you need a little bit more of light to understand. To see your eyes, basically, to see your right eye.
Yeah, and this is the thing that we suggest to people, that you got the opportunity. It's not like we're going out and playing five-a-side football much these days. Is that we have, all of us in our pockets, the equipment to actually start trying to work out how people make films. We really have the opportunity to do it. We've got them there. We've also got the software on these telephones that allows us to edit it as well. And you're gonna learn very, very quickly. This is for everybody out there in general. You're gonna learn very, very quickly what an editor is looking for. Because remember, you may think you're working for the director, but in actual fact, that you are working for the editor.
That is something that we love to say, because the actor has to understand the technique. That's why, we created a first university course about, postgrado?
The first postgraduate course in film acting.
Postgraduate.
Yeah.
So, because it's a complete different technique, and you should know about a lot of other things, like, for instance, promotion in your career. But that's another thing. Domenico
Natella, he says, let me just move this up here. In my opinion, he seems quite interesting in closer shots, but because of the editing, the performance could look worse. It's interesting. I'm talking about as a to sort of highlight why something is jarring, why something doesn't actually seem to fit together well, to give an explanation for it. Now, the other thing is, when you've got a scene that's boring, you can actually pep it up by deliberately crossing the line and doing things like that. Or very often that will give a sense of disorientation, or one of my favorite words in English, discombobulation, which I never find it. Discombobulación doesn't really work. No, it doesn't really work in Spanish. But it can work very, very well. That's why you have people who use shaky cam. The camera's in their hands. They're moving it about, which is getting increasingly difficult to do because cameras have really good stabilizers on them.
Well, there is different fashions on how we shoot, and it's also it's the way we speak also it changes, and that is what is nice about acting, because everything is so accentuated by the culture that you are in and the way that you're doing things. It's everything. If you want, for instance, to promote yourself in England, you have to do it in a different way that you do it in Spain at so and so. Why? Because the pictures, people are used to see pictures in a certain way or in a certain light. Everything is different. So that's what is nice. It's a global world, but it's still, everyone puts their own pepper into it. So
Right. Sorry.
So no. Let's see more.
Okay.
Oh, I don't. My mum will have some somewhere.
I like you, Jen.
I like you too.
Moses. I'm always like that.
and that goes with the other scene. Don't cut it. My advice is to have another re-edit this, because here you are awesome. You're beautiful.
Greg Powery, who's up in Pitlochry in Scotia, also known as Scotland, says he looks like he's acting in the first scene, therefore more engaging.
Exactly. The impact is when you see a person. You see, we are so used to have the minuscule, signs of truth that you always are seeking for what is the actor and is not the person. And we have to be persons. We have to be people.
The other thing is here the lens, the colors, everything is really working in your favor here. You look great here with the shade of green. It's the same tone as the orange. It all looks really, really good.
No, it's good to know why something works. Sometimes we are obsessed with the things that don't work, and actually we don't know what it works, and we put it down into a magic thing. No. I mean, there is a lot of things you can control, and everything has a why. The colors, the backgrounds, the context, the accent, the makeup, hair, all is because what we want is that in that frame exists truth. So
Carmen says the orange looks really good on him. That's
Mike, if you're here, actually,
that's look what Carmen says.
Carmen really loves orange.
She's addicted to orange. It's terrible.
The orange looks really good on him. That's what he noticed. Good. Celebrity Angle says, I'm sorry, I don't see the conflict he's going through. Hence what?
Hence, I see an actor
acting person feeling, at least in the first scene.
Yeah, well, my issue with the first scene is that it shouldn't be. It should be your strongest scene, but it's not. That all the elements work, and they work very, very well there. But it's very consciously something that you're reaching to. It's not something which is. For me, there's an artificiality there, which is not particularly useful. The other things. Hang on a second. I have completely lost my camera. Is this it? No, that's not it. Sorry, I've completely lost where my camera is. I'm going to have to put it back on.
But I don't understand you, Celebrity. You say, I'm sorry, I don't see the conflict he's going through. Hence, I see an actor acting and not a person feeling, at least in the first scene. So you say that you don't see a person of the feeling of of a person?
No, I get the no. What I think what he's suggesting, and you might want to quantify this, is that I think he's suggesting that you see somebody in performance
on the first scene.
On the first scene.
Not really. No, it goes very well.
What I'd really like to see, Mike, I'd like to see you doing a very, very sharp, precise suit and tie scene, and that's not just because I happen to like wearing ties. I really like to see that as a counterpoint to the other stuff that you're doing. I think that'd be really, really good.
Yeah, because remember, what we want is to produce impact and to understand that, more range of different things you can do, is better. Is better. But it's very good to have, at this age, a romantic scene. Is actually very good because he has a, protagonist or a lead quality that we want to see that in a young man. So I think that is very well chosen, the scene and your choices in the scene,
Oh, I've just worked out what I did wrong. There we go. I worked out what I did wrong.
Okay.
I should have done that. There you go.
So we want to also analyze.
Yeah, so I've got another one coming up. You ready for that? Sometime?
Yes, thank you, Mike, to send us.
See, and remember, you can send it all to us here. The link's in the description. It'd be too complicated for me to try and write it out because the email address is in Spanish.
Alumnos, you don't want to.
No, if you go, because literally you have two words that are completely alien.
Which is Fundación and Alumnos.
Yeah.
Well, but more or less, alumni, alumnos.
Well,
come on.
It's going to be it's going to be in the description. Okay, all right, there you go.
Yeah, why not? Alumnos at fundacionfirstteam.org. We have a little bit of English. Come on, learn a little bit of Spanish. It's great.
Okay, all right. So you have a very big career in Spain, Mike. If you ever want to put your mind to it.
Yes, by the way.
Yeah, this is a very interesting thing. Let's mention that for a second. This is really, really interesting. Is that Assumpta, she got called yesterday. Was it today? Today.
Yesterday.
By the biggest recording studio here in Madrid that does dubbing and looping and voiceover work. Okay, it's a huge place. They do big movies all the time. And they called her up because one of the issues that's happening now is that they need the Spanish, which is an incredibly undiverse place. In terms of, oh, Mike, you're there.
Ah,
Dude.
good. We like you.
Thank you.
It says, thank you all for your feedback. It is very much appreciated, detailed, honest, and exactly what I needed to hear to grow better. Thank you once again. Thank you. Thank you, Mike.
Mike Ogunsai. Where's the name from? I need to know where your name's from. Okay, that's what I need to know now. But this is one of the things, and I really want to see you doing something sharp and precise. I think that'd be really, really good, and I think it'd be very, very useful for you. One of the things that's happening, and quite understandably so, there's enormous consciousness about diversity and all those sorts of things, which is happening, particularly, it's happening in North America and the UK. But one of the issues that's happening, for example, in Spain, is they're actually finally getting around to doing it the right way. Okay, for example, for the last 20 years, the man who has dubbed the voice of Samuel Jackson looks and sounds whiter than I do, right? So this is one of the curious things that they here in Spain is they haven't had the opportunity that there are no well-known black actors or Chinese actors or anybody or Asian actors or anything like that. So it's one of the things that people
very
are
few, for instance, black or or South African, by the way, that they are living here. So it's a good moment for you, Saskia, also. You know why? Because what they want is, the clients now, the big American clients, they're asking in Spain to have diversity of countries, diversity of genders, which is a little bit, anyway, but doesn't matter. That's what there is now. The fashion is they're gonna, in the report that they are writing, they have to write, so and so from South Africa, from so to play this role, to play that role.
And the strangest and most curious thing is they're also having to detail sexualities, which is very weird. And the person said, I'm very, very embarrassed because am I supposed to ask somebody what their sexuality is?
Exactly, that is not really nice. Anyway, it's a great opportunity for you guys, to come to Spain also to learn Spanish because, we want you now.
British Nigerian. All I can say, Mike, you the Chris, okay? Because I made a film in Nigeria in 2004.
True.
And pretty much wrote the majority of the script.
Was the first movie in 35
the first and probably the last movie shot in 35 millimeters in Nigerian history, and I shot that in Calabar, in the south of Nigeria. And I got to tell you, when you get out of Lagos, it's great. Lagos is it's like Mad Max. It's crazy, but great people, great time. And 2004, I'm sure things are a lot different now.
Look, Mike, there is a lot of people, very good actors, like Gregor Pauri, who says, well done, Mike. Then you have Rodrigo Duran, who is from...
Rodrigo Duran is from Costa Rica.
From Costa Rica, exactly. From Costa Rica, says, great look going on, Mike. Carlos Rechplaza from Spain says, good job, Mike. Looking forward to seeing more of your work. Doesn't it go against the code of ethics to ask for sexuality? Well, it seems now not. It seems now diversity is more important. I don't know. I mean, people are getting a little bit ridiculous. Carmen Atsuara from Valencia, who actually lives in Madrid, wonderful actress, says, I think he's a really good actor.
So there you go, Mike. So hopefully you can see a little bit of the difference between sticking it up on UK actors or something like that, which I think is a great idea sometimes, but sometimes it's good to go a little bit deeper, because one of the reasons that we do the reviews of the demo reels and the photos, but particularly the demo reels, is what it does is it illuminates a lot about the actor in particular, but all of us as well as actors ourselves, because we relate when we're listening to what somebody else has done, how that relates to what we're doing. Because so often it's like one of those things when it comes to choosing your own photos. If it's your friends, your family, your mother, whoever it is, they'll pick the one that represents what they want you to be the most.
Yes, like a good boy. And perhaps you want to do other things.
Yeah, Ellie asked the question. She says, in USA, many of those questions cannot be asked. Yeah, that's one of the things, but that's why people are now offering the answers. People now offer answers to questions that are not being asked. That's one of the curious points, junctures in history,
It's
world history that we're at. Okay, I've got another demo tape to watch.
Really? But it's already 8.
You want to have a quick
UK
watch?
time.
You want a quick watch of it?
Okay,
All
let's
right,
go.
let's do it. Okay, and this is one that I should have done a long time ago.
You have it in English, right?
Yes. Okay. Right. So let me just switch this around here. I'm going to put this back down here. Okay. So here we go.
I'm coming!
What?
They don't like waiting.
Do I live here?
No, definitely not.
Are we having sex?
Yeah, but not oral.
I wasn't gonna mention oral.
Not what?
Okay, good, don't.
Can you help me with this?
Yeah.
How'd you think that was gonna come up?
I don't know, but if they do, just deny it.
Who's gonna bring it up? Your dad?
Okay, ready?
Yeah.
I'm ready.
Hey, how did last night go? Oh. Hey, yeah, no good. I was here a bit late, but it's fine. Oh then, don't work too hard. Did you wanna study together? Maybe? Maybe somewhere else. Sure.
Ladies and gentlemen of all ages, we present a world of sex and violence, where war rages. Come with me to a world where only evil does grow. You're our guest for a terrifying.
It's a lovely story. So, like, can you do it?
How many targets are we talking about?
So, we just give you the names?
Names, pictures, anything relevant.
Cool. Okay. How many we got?
Hello. You alright?
Edward, do you love me?
Don't be silly. Of course I do.
What else did you see?
I'm sorry, Alex. I didn't mean to be so whiny. I'm just tired, okay?
It looks like old Agfa.
It's very normal for siblings to bicker once in a while.
Now say it, you silk-dry tomato.
John. John what?
John Johnson.
Damn right it is.
Richard! Richard!
Rusty, I thought you left. I'll never leave you, brother.
Okay, right.
Okay,
We got
Marco
some
de
questions.
Marlo.
Right, Marco de Marlo. Marco de Marlo is very interesting because he speaks
A lot of languages.
one
I suppose.
language fewer than you do. And I think he grew up all over the world, but particularly in he grew up in New Jersey for a long period of time, which explains his accent in many different ways. Just to address a quick question, right? Because obviously, being Scottish, we're very apologetic when we ask questions. Really, Delanovia's question: getting hold of the required footage before it's past its sell-by date. Jesus, how? Look, one of the problems that we have in the old days, between you and me, Greg, old chaps like us, is our material only exists in standard definition format until they upgrade it to 4K, or even high def. DVD material isn't high def, but it's as good as we're going to get. if you've done a show which is popular, I highly recommend you try and find it through less than legal means, just to find your material. That's usually, you'll find a high quality rip of it somewhere. The other thing...
Well, first ask them, right?
Yeah.
Ask them.
Well, I would do that while you're doing the other thing. Get the other thing downloading and then go ask them. Well, no, the thing is, the trouble is that everybody moves on so swiftly, is that nobody's going to give you your the raw material.
Remember that I advocate many years about this thing of piracy, and really, it touches my heart. We should really not recommend doing that.
I'm not recommending doing it, but by hook or by crook. One of the things is a lot of things that I've discovered of mine. Somebody's put on YouTube.
Yeah.
Now there's dubious legality there.
Yeah.
But the one thing is, if somebody's using material from a TV show or a film, that you're not going to be able to monetize it. If it's monetized, it will go to the people who made it. That's a little bit tricky. That's a little bit tricky. Look, if it's a short film or something you've done like that, be friends with the editor. Get it as quickly as possible, because quite frankly, the amount of times I've heard recently somebody saying, yeah, they deleted it, which is infuriating.
Yes. Well, I think that one thing that you can do also nowadays is just try to put it in the contract, because somehow, if it's not in the contract, you can do that. You can say to your agent, really, can you say that please give me a very nice, good quality, try. Sometimes it works.
Yeah. Everything is under a microscope these days, and all at once is easier to find in more places. But before YouTube, the internet, piracy, is that if you couldn't get it, the only way you had to do it would be to break down their door. I mean, that's the only thing. But one of the things I would recommend to anybody out there, who's out there who's who's doing short films or student films and stuff like that, is you got to look them in the eye and say, I need you to give me this when it's done. If you're not going to finish it, I still need the material, because you ain't paying me here. Greg goes on to say, I've missed putting a showreel together for all these years because understandably editors aren't keen to release stuff before program film is released. Look, what we used to do, they used to have a thing called an air check in Los Angeles, where there were various companies, you could pay them and they would tape it off the TV for you. That's how they would do it. They would do the absolutely best quality recording of it. The thing is, right now, hopefully you could conceivably get it if it's streaming somewhere. You could take a piece out of the stream, but it's pretty hard.
Don't do this. The way I don't know. For me, the way I do that is by just saying it in the contract when you're doing it that you want a copy, in a certain date after or 1 week after the release or something like that, or telling the people, okay, I want my bits only, or some things like that for them is easy to give it to you, because they have a lot of distribution rights, they have signing on and everything. But bits is not it's not the entire movie. So sometimes you can do that in contract, or you can also ask your friends. The editor or the director, or
it's a pain in the ass. I wrote a very long essay once about how to get your material, and the optimal is you get the original material, right? You actually get what we call the brutos, which is the original footage, untreated. The problem with that is very often the sound will come separately, and you're going to have to do an assistant editor's job to compile it. It's a pain in the ass. The next best thing is that you can get it from the editor, who's going to give you a good high definition copy that you're going to be able to edit. I'm talking about student stuff and stuff which is outside the realms of the BBC or ITV Channel 4 or anything, or any of the streaming services. That you're going to have to pretty much wait until you can, grab it from something. If you got something which is streaming on Netflix, there's no reason why, hypothetically, and I say this with all, legal caveats, is that hypothetically this material, that we are allowed to use it for our own personal promotion. Okay, I'm not saying that we should put the scene with spoilers where we reveal we're the killer before the show comes out. Absolutely not. We're going to have to wait till there's a kind of a moratorium on when we can show those sorts of things. And if you're in that position, you're probably not going to have to worry about video books that much. However, we're going to have to be careful where we get it from and how we're going to use it. One thing is the student not entirely super professional way. It should be easier to get in some ways, closer to the quality of the material, and the other way where we have to be relatively careful legally. There's things that I've done that I didn't see until last year because I went looking for them. And there's things I've never seen because they're on TV and I've never got a chance to see them. I did Beverly Hills 90210. And it wasn't until I saw all the episodes were online and I remember the name of my episode that I went, oh, look, there I am. And I literally hadn't seen it in 20 odd years.
Okay, let's watch.
Which is terrible because I got there and I was like, oh my God, so young, so full of potential. But thanks for the question. Right, okay, let's go to Marco. Let's revise Marco.
Yeah.
Right, okay, so Marco. Okay, just to let you know, Marco, is that Lourdes from Mendoza said,
oh la la,
Marco.
Just
okay.
when that appeared, so.
Okay, so you're doing well already.
In Mendoza.
In Mendoza, you're very big in
I'm coming.
in Argentina.
What?
They don't like waiting.
Do I live here?
No, definitely not.
Are we having sex?
Yeah, but not oral.
I wasn't gonna mention oral.
Okay, good, don't.
Can you help me with this?
Yeah.
How'd you think that was gonna come up?
I don't know, but if they do, just deny it.
Who's gonna bring it up? Your dad?
Okay, ready?
Yeah.
I'm ready.
Hey, how'd last night go? Oh. Hey,
yeah, no good. I was here a bit late, but
I'm going to tell you a
guy.
problem. Yes, I'm going to tell you a problem of putting scenes that they are also about other actors. We don't want to see other actors. We want only to see you. Why? Because invariably we're going to look to the other actor too.
And the problem is here is the other guy's role
is much better than yours.
And also he's playing it really well.
Yes.
And you know why he's playing it really well? He's doing something which is a principle that if we can adopt at any given moment when it's necessary, will immediately open us up to be more, the audience is going to find us more interesting, it's going to find us more appealing, and it's going to attract more attention. And
why? Is
the
uncertainty.
It's the uncertainty principle.
Look at that.
Watch it. The other guy is, as we say in Spanish, comiéndote con patatas, eating you with potatoes.
So what does it mean that? It means that uncertainty is always a very, very good thing to play.
The only thing against this guy is the fact that his neck is wider than his head. But that's a completely different...
That's his gym, I suppose.
That's really impressive.
But he's good.
He's very good.
He's natural.
I was here a bit late, but it's fine.
Well then, don't work too hard.
Did you want to study together? Maybe? Maybe somewhere else.
He's very good.
He's doing very effective camera acting.
Yes, and his scene is I mean that scene is his, is not yours, and we know that. And so
I'm not sure if you see what. Hopefully everybody can see what we mean. That what he's doing is when I say he's a very effective camera actor, is that he is very much sharing with us what he is going on in his head. The other thing which is important here is he's not giving, and I'm sure he didn't mean to do this, but he's not giving the editor a place to cut to you, because he continues to do this uncertainty thing of how.
And that is impossible to cut.
And it's really hard to cut. So
he's really working for the editor.
Check.
Yes.
Okay. When you see an actor doing that, do it yourself.
Yeah, exactly.
Because what you want to do is, if he's moving using that opening, the Serengeti opening, then you have to do what needs to be done.
And why is that?
Oh no, and the other thing is that you're effective here as well. It's just that he's got the advantage of this moment and he's more effective.
In the scene, and we are talking about the scene. It's not also about acting. The scene is his. And why is that? Why is the uncertainty? Because what is our job, what is actually our goal, is to generate answers.
No, questions.
I mean questions, not give answers. Is that? Say it, because it's very precise. I prefer you say it.
Thank you. Well, no, the idea is that when acting is effective, what it's doing is it's creating a line of communication between you and the audience, which is a single camera. It's the lens. It's right here. Okay, as you're communicating between, what's going on in your head, what you're thinking, what you want, and it's communicating that with the camera. So you could relate to the camera and share things with the camera that the other person can't see. And what happens there, and why the uncertainty is so powerful, is because people want to know what decision you're going to make. So when we're in the seesaw between two decisions, it is
it very engaging, because then the audience is like saying, oh, what is going to do next? And that's what we want. We want actually to generate this type of questions, not if, why it's cutting there now. But what you want to do is, wow,
It's basically Hugh Grant has founded an entire career on it.
Mm-hmm.
Because what it does is it makes
another one that they cannot cut. Never.
No, what it does is what it does is it makes you lean in. Okay, yes. And the thing is, and this is the curious thing, that as actors we like to think that we always know exactly what we're going to do. Sometimes you just got to take your hands off the wheel.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes you just got to stop caring so much and be there. Everybody says be in the moment, but what's being in the moment? Being in the moment is not really sure of which way this is going to go.
You see, there is a moment there that you could actually take a little bit more advantage, and I'm telling you where. Because he got the scene, but you have the end of the scene.
Yeah.
Study together. Maybe. Maybe somewhere else. Sure.
Ladies and gentlemen.
If you there, you play more uncertainty. And if you there play all range of different thoughts that occurs to you, and you do a very nice, process of thought, then the people are going to say, he's going to say yes, he's going to say no. It's going to be, oh, he's gay. Is he gay? Perhaps he's not. So, if you can do all these questions on you, also to acknowledge the people that they are there, and if you feel embarrassed or not about this question, or if that doesn't care, if you don't care about that, all these things are very telling for us. But it seems that you only play for him, and there is other people there, So perhaps you can have an accomplice, or, there is a lot of things that can happen, and the people can register that in just 1 second, 1 mil of a second. And so that is what I'm saying, that you're a little bit lazy there. You could actually do a little bit more.
And look, it's impossible for us to say what was the day of shooting like, or anything like that.
Yes, exactly.
But
anyway,
reasons.
But always you can try always to do, this uncertainty that is going to really pay you off.
Yeah, it's one of the things that we say. It's interesting. Normally we say this too. It's usually more important for women, where you have two women in a scene, and because of the nature, very often, unfortunately, the nature of the way scenes work between women, there's a degree of competitivity, or it's just such a given thing that's going to happen. But what will happen is people will be, they'll find one more attractive than the other. It's that facile.
So for us, it's not good to have two boys at the same time, two women at the same time, because what they really are gonna casting the actor, are gonna say, oh, who's the other guy? What's the name of the other guy? Invariably. Why? Because they want to, to know people. They want to discover people. So it's if you don't tell them who is that person, they want to know. It's better not to put on your demo
Okay,
reel.
and if you want another top tip, because Dominic says brilliant tip, thanks. Okay, that's what he says there. I'm going to give you another top tip. Okay, I'm giving you jewels here right now. Okay, here's another top tip. When you're listening to someone, let me go back a little bit. When you're listening to someone, try it right now. Okay, as you're listening to us, what I want you to do is you're listening to us, I want you to open your mouth a little bit and breathe through your mouth.
Maybe.
Okay? If you're listening to me right now and you're breathing through your mouth, you're going to feel different. It's going to basically make connect to what's going on outside you in a simpler, more direct and uninflected and less complicated way. That's just what happens.
It starts with you open mouth, and then you close mouth. And when you close mouth, you've already decided.
Watch somebody who's
You
waiting
really
to talk.
Decide. Yes. So when you're waiting there, you're, you're
Yeah,
waiting.
exactly.
You are, if you are thinking, you are suspended on the breath.
And the breath. This is an interesting thing. The revelation recently is that we learn as actors how to breathe from our diaphragm and from our ribs and do all those sorts of things. One of the things that we have to remember as actors is that sometimes people don't breathe. We don't breathe much. We hold our breaths. Because that's exactly how we can be precise but when we speak. It's one of the things that happens if you do a lot of voiceovers, particularly dubbing, which is a bad thing. But if you do a lot of voiceovers, that you get very used to being very precise in the way you're speaking. Okay? And that all comes from holding your breath, curiously enough. Let's keep going with
So
this.
that's another tip, you know.
Yeah, another top tip.
Hold your mouth open.
Yeah,
Exactly.
so when you got your mouth open, the other great part of it is you feel less clever. And that's excellent when you're listening. If you're listening to something for the first time, do it with your mouth open, and you won't be as capable of having this sort of intellectual dialogue with yourself. It'll mostly be, what? Works really well. It's very effective. Oops, sorry. Let's go back to, we're doing all this thing with...
Here, at the end.
Ladies and gentlemen of all ages, we present a world of sex and violence, where war rages. Come
That's pretty much a Monday afternoon for me. I don't know about you.
with me to a world where only evil does grow. You are our guest for a terrifying...
It's a lovely story.
Okay, what's happening here? Okay, I understand what it's all about, but I don't really need to understand what it's all about. I just want to I just crave for you to...
It's another
for
look,
me to see
you know.
to see the acting as a presenter, and then because there is all these other things, then it diminishes your power as an actor. So if that is only an image, I just want to see you presenting. And then that's the image, and then that's it. I don't want to see what it's all about.
My good friend Tom Ayers, who's a stand-up comic, was learning and studying acting in the Beverly Hills Playhouse with Milton Katselis, and they were doing the scene that everybody knows, the scene from David Mamet's Sexual Perversity in Chicago, right? When he's basically talking about. Do you want to help you there?
No, that's it.
He's basically talking about, you know, getting it on with this girl and how ridiculous it gets. She puts on a flight suit, covers the place in gasoline. It's completely ridiculous, and it's supposed to be a ridiculous sort of like super macho story that he's telling, which is completely preposterous. But when they did the scene on the stage that they have there, and what they did at the back of the room, they had like a pole, and they were doing it in a strip club. And he said, well, the problem was that what we were doing was really good and very effective, but nobody was looking at us. They were looking at the actress, who was Jenna Elfman, on the pole. And he was like, are you crazy? Nobody is watching or listening to what you're saying, because this actress, Jenna Elfman, who went on to be, you know, Danny Elfman's sister, and, you know, she went on to be in Dharma and Greg. Very, very good actress. They're watching her at the back of the stage in her underwear gyrating. And that's a little bit of what you've got here, is I'm like, you know, what's going on there?
Yes, and
anyway, I know you can do that all day, you know, because you're competent. You know what you're doing.
But you know, it's good to have this image, but just don't put all the other images of people, because
but the trouble with that is editing out the sound. The sound would be a very jarring sound to edit there because it's so compressed.
I see.
It's so full. Anyway, let's go into this little.
Try not to. You know, it's about yourself. It's not about...
Terrifying.
It's a lovely story.
It's not about us understanding the story that you're telling us. It's about seeing you as an actor. We always have to understand that that's why the demo reel is there.
Do you like the choice of the first scene with the girl? Does that work for you? The one that talked about sex? Yeah, that one. Does it work?
Yeah, that works.
Okay.
I like that in the beginning, yes.
Okay, all right.
I like it there.
Okay, let's watch this thing here.
Can you do it?
How many targets are we talking about?
So we just give you the names?
Names, pictures, anything relevant.
Right, okay, just let me tell you about the sound mix here. And because the same thing happens with this guy with the dark hair slicked back. All right, there's something about the sound mix which is ramping up the higher frequencies, the kind of like mid to high frequencies, which is giving everybody this sibilant S, right? And the problem with that is it's not a very attractive sound. I would highly suggest that you you probably see whether it's something, with your... I have a tendency to almost whistle because I've got a chip in my tooth, right?
You have a chip in your tooth?
Yeah, you never notice these. You never notice these things.
Oh.
Yeah, I cracked it on a fork in al fresco in 2007.
Oh yeah, remember?
Yeah.
I didn't remember.
Should probably get it fixed. It's just a tiny little chip. But anyway, this happens sometimes when somebody has a sibilant S or a very pronounced sibilant S. The first thing you want to do is, in the sound mix, it needs to be de-essed, which means, you hear that? S, S, S. Okay, that needs to be taken out of that. But very often it's got to do with our teeth. Okay? It's a little bit like when you hear somebody, they sound like they've got nodules.
Fried thing.
No, vocal fry is something else. No, when they've got nodules. When you hear somebody's got the raspy voice, sometimes that's completely natural, which I think probably our good friend Reynaldo has. Or somebody like Bernard, who actually had nodules and had to be operated on.
And we discovered it, yes.
And we discovered it. So, anyway, that's something you might want to check out. But this sound mix here isn't helping you because the guy in the black shirt, he's like, watch, listen, I'll point it out to you. You'll hear it. Let's get past the devil.
Lovely story.
So, like, can you do it?
How many targets are we talking about?
You hear that?
Yeah,
So we just give you the names?
Names, pictures, anything relevant.
Cool. Okay. How many we got?
I don't know about this one.
You understand? Everybody understands what I mean. It's literally that range of sound in the mix. They would have to squeeze it.
I don't like this scene. It's not a nice shot. You're never alone, so it doesn't give me the idea that the director wanted actually that you are the lead in this, because you're not really well taken care of for the kind of shots. The other guy also has more presence there, and it's a bad shot. I don't like the lenses. I don't like how he's shot. And you are not there as present as in the others. So I would just take it out.
She's spoken.
Yeah, because I think that, we want to use a lead, not as a, as... one has to understand that the video book is not a compilation of all the things that we did, in audiovisual or in movies or in shorts or whatever. It's not really okay, we're dumping there everything that we did. No, we only have to understand that what we want there is the things that they're gonna have the imagination of a casting director, of a director, as you as a lead for the next role.
Yeah, that's what everybody's looking for, particularly if you.
So, all the things that there don't smell like you can do it, it's better to take it away. You have others that you don't need it.
All right.
I mean, if it would be a scene with, I don't know, Robert De Niro, then I would say, okay.
Yeah, but only if it's a good scene. If you're like bringing him a glass of fizzy water, perhaps not.
Perhaps not. If you have, a close up of you, then yes.
Right, let's get on.
Okay, let's get on.
How many we got?
I would.
Hello. You alright?
Okay, this one is nice without her saying, "Are you alright?" It's just a look. Put it at the end with a nice montage with the other that is a presenter, because it looks.
Yeah, it's a very nice moment.
It's a very nice moment. But not with her.
Yeah, she's good though.
She's okay. You're all right, but it's not. Okay, so we don't care about what we are watching here. We don't care about what you are watching.
It kind of connects one thing to the other because we come back to it in a second, eh?
Do you love me? Don't be silly. Of course I do.
Right, note to writers. Right? This is a note for writers out there. Don't be silly. Leave the space where "of course I do" goes, and we'll work it out as an audience. That's just a...
That is another tip.
It's like, I think I first realized in 1994 or 95 when I watched Braveheart, when William Wallace turns to Myrn and he says, "I love you." And really what the next thing he says, "I always have," but he doesn't say it. We say it.
Mm.
It's that thing when two people come together, and what you really want, and actors do this and they're not conscious of it, is what they do is they'll hug. But really what's better is if they don't hug, because then you have the audience going, oh, I'm just going to hug them.
Yes.
Yeah, no. So when they do it finally, it's like, it's a win all round.
We need it.
We've earned it.
We earned it.
But that's not as actors. I'm talking about from the point of view of actors. But it's a tendency we always have to overwrite things.
Okay.
Right, keep going. So this we come back to him looking at the thing because he
What
remembered
else
that
did
moment.
you see?
I'm sorry, Alex.
Right, big sibilant S is here, right? Check that. All right, work out what that is.
I didn't mean to be so whiny. I'm just tired, okay?
And as Assumpta said before, this looks like old AGFA,
I called AGFA.
which is a film stock which people used to use. There was a more tendency. They had very deep greeny blues.
Yes,
and the blacks had a sort of a bluish tint to them. We sound like people talking about wine. It was a very impudent film stock. Yes, it had a sort of tickled the tongue with overtones of chocolate. Right.
It's
Isn't
very
nice?
normal for siblings to bicker once in a while.
Yeah, and here you're kind of full American accent, which is nice.
I don't see anything here.
John
I don't
what?
recognize that is you.
John Johnson. Damn right it is.
I don't see who is that.
Yeah,
No.
dude, this is not really useful for you.
No.
It's kind of cute, but I think you can make it as part of.
That, okay, that we can recognize that is you, right?
Yeah.
Rusty, I thought you left. I'll never leave you, brother.
Okay, that this little end is much better than to put everything else. You know, this little end of you saying this, no, all this, forget it, and you exactly start from there. And that is the end of your demo reel.
I thought you left. I'll never leave you, brother.
Good.
Right, this is my suggestion. Also, Marco, see if you can go to Shazam, which is the application which allows you to find music by listening to it. See if you can find out what that music is there, okay? And then find what it is, coordinate it with the music which is recorded there, and then actually allow it to flourish into the full version of the song. How's that sound?
That's nice.
You like that? But you need to find out. I'd use Shazam, find out what the actual song is being used there is. Maybe you can ask the person, I don't know what your relationship with them is, go, what's the song? Maybe they can give it to you, and if not, it shouldn't be too hard to find. And then take that moment that goes, so basically you're going from this moment here, so from the sound here.
Rusty,
You hear the music?
I thought you left. I'll never leave you, brother.
So what it means is we're gonna go off into like something which is sounds full and all the rest of it, and it's connected to the previous image.
What I don't understand is that is in a loop,
No, it's just going back to the start.
but it's because of you, or it's because...
It's because of me.
Oh, okay. Okay, very interesting. Well. Is
When video
8:40...
ends, do nothing. No, okay, so this is the other thing I want to say here.
Oh, okay.
Is we're coming here and you got your spotlight number. I guess that's the way we roll in the UK. That's probably a good thing. Anybody who knows that will know what to do with it. Okay, we don't have spotlight numbers here in Spain, here in the colonies. We don't have them. Everybody has to put their agent and everything there.
Exactly. Anyway.
But it's also good, the fact that you got a spotlight number means you're in spotlight, which is a lot of people want to get into spotlight. It's now more important to get into spotlight than it is to get into equity, I've noticed.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you're going to need to have graduated from a drama school, an accredited drama school, or have at least 4 credits, professional credits to your name. Go figure. Okay, so.
Anyway, it's 8:40.
It's 8:40, so it's much later than we thought. It's
I'm sorry, we always do that, and we shouldn't.
I know, I'm sorry about that. It's just a quick video,
really,
a quick demo tape. It always ends up being another half hour.
Enthusiastic, yeah.
I know, it's terrible for us. But anyway, thank you so much for everybody here. So the people who are out there.
Ellie says the colonies.
The colonies.
Yes, you've been a little bit too much with Spanish people. Be careful.
It's not even the colonies. That's why I said it, because it's not a thing to say.
I know that you said it now.
Yes, with the Spanish kingdom.
Okay.
Really? You take offense at that?
No, but I mean, we don't like it. We feel a little bit, overpowered by English culture. And
what about Scottish culture?
Scottish culture, no, but we like Scottish. But yeah.
Yeah, thanks for dropping by, Gregor.
Oh, Gregor, that's very nice what you say. Interesting stuff, guys. Thanks. Oh,
yeah,
thank
so
you.
anyway,
Thank you.
Our theory is to be here every Thursday night at 7 p.m. UK
Doing
time.
different things, not only watching and analyzing
Yeah,
audiobooks. DemoReels.
DemoReels. It's tricky, isn't it?
It's tricky.
After saying it 10,000 times.
Exactly.
But anyway, this is fabulous. We have to... Oh, look, this is from... that's from...
Dominican Republic.
Dominican Republic, yeah.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, there you go.
And Mirko Basilio says, Assumpta, your English is amazing. Thank you very much that
And-
you said. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I had like 3 kind of holes in my speech, but anyway, I'll get better.
Yeah, I'm dubious about my English these days. That's for sure, because I'm used to speaking about these sorts of things in Spanish. And Dutch pirates were better. Yes, they were.
Dutch pirates were better.
Dutch pirates was much, much better.
Gregor says, I'll be listening with my mouth open next week.
It's
nice.
from here on in, it's compulsory. I'll be like, open your mouths, everybody. Can I close it? Yeah. That's what
No,
we're
but
gonna do.
it's a great feeling. Well, we gave you 3 tips today, which is nice. Let's see how many we can comment next week.
Right, look at that.
How
She
many
says,
times?
debo decir que me gustaba más en castellano, ja, 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 ja. So this means I have to say that she prefers it in Spanish.
Yeah.
Que
Looking
fuerte.
well, guys, says Christopher. Thank you.
Thank you, Christopher. Remember, everybody, if you are on Facebook right now, remember to follow the page and give us a like to the page or the video, but particularly to the page.
Thank you to Domenico Natella, Christopher, Lourdes,
Grazie mille.
Gregor, all the people are here. Cecilia is also there. Thank you very much for being here.
Oops, I pushed the wrong button there. There we go. That's facebook.com/Assumpta Serna. I'm finally learning the names in English, and that's our webpage. So it's just familiadecine.com.
And one day we're going to have something in English for you guys. I promise it's not going to be...
And remember to subscribe.
It's not going to be in 3 months' time. But we're going to have
Would you
something
never-
in English for you to understand, because Familia de Cine is in Spanish.
That's true. That's true.
Anyway, we're going to try to give you some,
We're going to do it in a mix. Well,
Yeah.
thank you very much. Normally I say is if there's anything you don't understand, ask. And I'd still like to continue saying that. This is one of the most important things I think anybody who's learning or studying acting that you can do is if there's something that you don't get, ask the question. Because more than anything else, it's not your responsibility to understand everything. It's the person who's attempting to share what they know with you to make it understandable.
So to answer your question, Christian Elia Festa Muñoz, I'm from Barcelona. He's from Scotland, from Edinburgh, but we live here in Madrid. We've lived in many places, London, Los Angeles.
You've lived in Paris.
Buenos Aires.
Yeah.
Anyway, we're here now. We are in Madrid, yes. And our school for the last 20 years had been here, but we've moved all over the place, really. We've been also in Latin America and in a lot of countries. And now that we are in global mood, we did something last week in... it's not Strasbourg, it's Luxembourg. And we're very nice actors, and we were really, really glad that one friend of the family of cinema, family of cine, actually brought us there because really they were very nice people and very well prepared, great actors,
incredibly good actors,
very nice craft, and we had very nice group of people for 20 hours in a workshop that worked very, very nice. Thank you, Oscar.
Yeah, and Oscar's here. He says, "We."
We. It says, "We."
Yeah. Yeah, he's got an amazing accent. Did you hear that? Did you see that? It's really good. It's really good.
Well, he talks so many languages too that is so great
he speaks
now.
Luxembourgish.
There's so many people that...
Right, and Lourdes says, thanks for everything as always. I love challenges. I love you so much. I'm not sure whether that's directed. Are you sure you're writing to us? I hope so.
Okay, darling.
Look, it's been absolutely wonderful, and this is how we normally end our show. Is tomorrow we're going to be here at 6 o'clock in the afternoon, Spanish time, which is 5 o'clock in UK time. I'm sorry, but it's going to be in Spanish, and we're going to be interviewing a really good Uruguayan filmmaker.
And so we're gonna also tell you what we always say.
Well, can I address this first?
Okay.
Sorry, just quickly, because Christian got in there right at the end. Nice. I was wondering if in your school you create scenes with quality in English, that would be great. Well, one of the things that's happened is there's really not a lot of schools doing a lot of stuff right now. But what I certainly do coach and work with people who are having to prepare things, self-tapes, castings, and all the rest of it. This is something that I've been doing pretty much consistently over the past few years, and it's become incredibly intensive in the past 6 months, that's for sure.
We also help you to do not only coaching for the scenes in English, but also self-tapes. So that perhaps we're going to talk about self-tapes one of these days in English.
Yeah, we should.
Because it's interesting, about everything, the technique part, and also what you need to really do a very good self-tape for yourself. So that a little bit covers now the need of having good images in English, because you can do it, because now the people really appreciate self-tapes now. So, it's not a bad idea to start doing it.
Pero la verdad que estamos en Madrid y esto es que estamos haciendo. The other thing is we have a Patreon, which is patreon.com/Assumpta Serna, which is one of the ways that we work with actors. We've created this community, and this community has created us in many different ways. But also included in that, we do coach, train, help people with self-tapes, and also gestión de la carrera, which we call it in Spanish, which is career management.
Career management.
And career development, which is done with Assumpta, who has only been working in the business, 40 years and has done 200 movies. So you should know.
Yes, something to share. And I'm very glad also to do this program, because it really I get to know a lot of people and help also, and I love that.
He's a good-looking lad, is our Christian, isn't he?
Yeah.
He's a good one. He's a tall drink of water. So anyway, get in touch. Remember, it's easy to get in touch with us. alumnos@fundacionfirstteam.org. That's alumnos at fundacionfirstteam.org. I guess we'd have to say that there.
You can see our channel in YouTube. We have a lot of classes that we've done there. All the actual streaming that we
have playlists of everything. If you speak Spanish, it is your one-stop shopping resource for everything, in terms of every single aspect of the filmmaking process, and also film acting is covered in one way or another.
You're going to see
great stuff there.
You're going to also see the scenes that we shot while we were having the school before, and you'll see the level of quality and engagement that we had, and we still have.
Our job is...
We're going to have it.
Yeah, well, the job is always to attempt to make you the best actor you could be on any given day. That's it. Thanks, Dominic. Thanks for being here, everybody. And as we always say, tomorrow.
No, next Thursday.
Oh, next Thursday.
Next Thursday now.
Right, and how are we going to translate it into Spanish? It doesn't translate it into English.
No? Next Thursday, more and better.
Yeah, I would say upwards and onwards, but that's just me. Okay,
so next Thursday?
Upwards.
And?
Onwards.
Good.
Thanks, everybody. See you soon. Do you have a microphone?
It's true.
No, you don't need the headphones, but put the microphone on.
Here we have it.
So this be the question. So is this the point where we do the super secret part of the show in Spanish? Pues esto es donde hablamos español. ¿Qué pasa? All right. So thank you very much, everybody. You're all crazy for still being here.
No, but I wanted to say.
What did you want to
say?
say?
If someone remembered the third tip that we gave, because I only remember two. We said open mouth. The 3 tips, remember? One was open mouth, second, uncertainty, and the third, I didn't get it.
Oh well, I'm sure it'll come to us sooner or later or something.
Yeah,
in
it's
one
nice.
way or another. I'm sure it was.
Nice to recapitular. How you say recapitular?
Add it all up together. I don't know. Add up. Sum up.
Sum up. I like to sum up. Anyway, open mouth, uncertainty, and there is another one that we.
And the other one. Anyway, tomorrow we have live Uruguayan
in
filmmaker.
Spanish at 7. Yeah.
No. That's 5 o'clock UK time.
Oh, 5 o'clock.
Don't ask me to calculate what it is in New York and Los Angeles because that's way too complicated.
That's it.
It's way too complicated. Remember that we are available for coaching classes, career management, children parties, and bar mitzvahs. As long as we can do it across Zoom, we're good to go. We're absolutely available for all that sort of.
To contact with you, really, we love to
No, seriously. And the other thing is, which is very important, is always the email addresses are in the descriptions of our videos, which you can find on Facebook or you can find on YouTube. We're the easiest people in the world to find, whatever it might be. Send us an email. We're living in particularly complicated and difficult times where we have this strange connection with everybody all over the world via these screens that we look into, but what we're missing is real connection. So we're feeling alienated and distanced and a little bit alone. And the one thing I would hate would be for anybody to feel that they couldn't reach out and ask the stupidest questions that they want to us, or share the things that they are genuinely worried about. Because after all this time, we feel that we have a great deal of responsibility to this profession that has been simultaneously so kind and so cruel to us, but with always the hope that we can make things a little bit better for the people that we work with, and hopefully the people that they will work with in the future. That's really important to us because we've lost people close to us very recently within this small community of 100 or so people. And it really touched us all with the necessity that we have to not only follow our passions and our dreams, but also realize the impact that we can have on each other's lives for good. Because quite frankly, if we don't follow and do exactly what it is we want to do, what we're doing is we're hiding and we're not being honest with ourselves or the world around us. And what it'll mean is the thing that we're actually doing, we won't be doing it with any honesty because it won't be important to us. All the things which are really, really valuable in life are not easy to accomplish. But what we have to do is keep moving forward, maintain our positivity, and understand that we're not alone. Okay? That's sort of important. I'm going to shut up now.
Bye, darlings.
Right? Bye for now.
Bye.
You are all collectively the coolest.